Hi. So Invisible Flock are an interactive art studio with a technology-driven practice that seeks to redefine and disrupt traditional perceptions and models of global art practice. We draw directly from the world around us, and our mission is to create and foster relevant and contemporary practices that have a long-lasting transformative effect. Our organisation is driven by 3 core aims. Global connectivity allows us to make work that addresses global themes inspired by geographies, contexts, audiences and people, in order for our practice to remain responsive and politically aware. Our aim is to make artworks that allow people to be better connected and to participate in meaningful dialogues, with the aim of helping us all to have a better understanding of each other, our lives, and the challenges we face in the world. Collaborative processes allow us to work across disciplines and contexts, to develop work with a rich variety of people as co-designers and participants, while distinguishing between the two in a unique and meaningful way. Placing collaborative processes at the heart of our mission means that we do not place boundaries around what we can create, who is involved, and where it might exist. We are passionate about reimagining art practices and working with others to develop new hybrid forms of work. And a commitment to new forms of art practice allows us to explore how art and technology can create emergent practices that have a growing impact on society at large across many sectors, communities, and cultures. Technology enables us to create unique levels of proximity and intimacy. This, combined with an intrinsic belief in not restricting the systems we work within, can allow us to achieve new levels of possibility. An example of a new piece of work that is truly collaborative, globally connected, and will adopt some of the most innovative forms of technology is Rewire, which is a new project that we are making with FACT and Culture Liverpool and Dingle 2000. And it will be in Toxteth Reservoir in 2018. And it's going to be an experience like none other. Transforming the historic site into an immersive, interactive installation that explores our relationship with water, with climate change, and changes perceptions of how we can interact with technology in a collaborative manner, collaborative way. So we began working on Hold, a project we named Hold, in early 2016 as a research and development project funded by a Wellcome Trust Award, exploring touch and how its effects and our understanding of it can be enhanced by technology. To develop the project, we worked with Nadia Berthaus, who is Professor of Effective Interaction and Computing in the Faculty of Brain Science at UCL. We worked with FACT, we worked with Community Integrated Care, and we worked with SURF Liverpool. Touch is a very expansive theme and one that is often difficult to talk about. So we began the process by tightening our brief and developing ways to open up dialogues around touch. We decided to work with participants with varying stages of dementia. From personal experience, we knew that the effects or importance of touch were heightened for both the sufferer and those close to them during the development of dementia. We adopted a co-design methodology because we didn't want to make assumptions and prejudgments. We wanted to understand the importance of touch in our participants' lives and respond accordingly. We worked with 7 pairs of participants. We were interested in their interaction and the nuances of touch within their relationship, meeting them first to have informal conversations exploring 2 key questions. The first was memory print, mapping touch and touch memory. How do familiar or habitual patterns of touch affect us when removed? The second was emotional expectations of touch. How do we perceive the difference between the touch from another person as in comparison with touch from ourselves, for example? So it began as a process of having conversations with the aims to develop a series of prototypes, co-designed with participants in Liverpool living with dementia and their relatives or carers. I'm going to mention the first two prototypes we made briefly and go into some more detail about the memory album, which is our third prototype. We collaborated with Phil and Julie on a project titled I Want to Hold Your Hand to create a pair of gloves that detect when hands are being held. They detect galvanic skin response and GPS data. The gloves map their walks together to see if it's possible to articulate and visualize the emotions that pass between them as they hold hands and journey together every day through their local park. Holding hands was a really essential form of touch for them that they described to us as a communication without words that slowly changes in meaning as the act becomes more and more supportive and practical. The second project prototype was made in collaboration with Roy, reimagining the phone as a sensory device that has the ability to connect two people remotely by emulating their body temperatures. The mobile phone was really essential technology in Roy's remote connection with his daughter. And we wanted to explore how we could heighten this communication and send touch electronically when it was not possible for them to be together. So the memory album, we made it in collaboration with 3 families at Greenhays Care Home in Liverpool. We developed a prototype for an augmented interactive photo album designed for and with care home residents. We discovered that one of the most common issues for family members with relatives in dementia care is feeling that their presence has no impact and feeling frustrated that they cannot be there enough physically to understand what life is like for their loved ones day to day. The memory album will be an IoT photograph album, a digital physical hybrid interacted with by turning pages and viewing mixed media content, including images, video, and sound, mapped to the pages of a book embedded in a custom piece of furniture. The memory album employs computer vision, embedded electronics, and projection mapping, and takes the familiar act of looking at a photograph album and augments and heightens this experience. It melds the tactile pleasure of touching and turning physical pages with multisensory media playback, designed to be used as a shared experience, an activity that families, residents, and carers can undertake and curate together. Part of the next stage of development is to build a mobile app to accompany the album so that family members and carers can upload new content in real time, so that it can be a digital platform for families, residents, and carers to interact with together, sharing memories and real-life events. It allows smaller, older photographs to be seen lit up and at a larger scale, next to a video recorded, for example, by a grandchild of what they did at school that day or a birthday party. It provides residents with images of their past as much as it can help them connect to their present lives and the outside world. Our ambition is for it to be used and updated by staff as much as by family members. Staff recording moments to show visiting families what has happened that day, and families feeding in their day-to-day experience, thoughts, and messages to residents. This triangle of sharing tackles the impulse to only look back at residents' lives before care, but to also build positive experiences within the care home itself. Time for personalised interactions can be difficult to prioritise, but new staff and volunteers can get to know residents' lives, both past and present, quickly and visually through the book, allowing a closer connection with residents through a shared and intimate experience. This is the very first prototype of the memory album, a demo at the end of the R&D stage. There are a number of next steps to continue moving the work forward, including understanding the digital infrastructure and capabilities of care homes and internet access and all of those barriers that might be in place. We've begun relationships with the Shenzhen Open Innovation Lab in China through a British Council Creative Economies connection, and we hope that our relationship with them will enable us to continue the development of a really robust product, integrating really cutting-edge hardware. For example, we're discussing this projector that's being developed that is the size of a coin, which could have a massive impact on the design and where we take this next stage in the iteration of the design as a piece of furniture. While we're building the project for use in a care home, we're also building it as an artwork, a highly tactile, interactive installation that can be sited in a care home or it can be sited in a gallery. We want to provide the opportunity for audiences to become part of this evolving data and narrative of the project in an installation context. Holding both contexts makes for really exciting possibilities, we think. We're not just creating a product, we're also creating an artwork. And we're not only considering end users, we're also considering participants as audience members, those whose interaction builds and extends a growing interactive, data-driven artwork. This allows for the objective of the work to remain, an exploration of touch and how its effects and our understanding of it can be enhanced by technology. This is the beginning point that we want to remain in the work. And at the same time, we'll retain our approach as artists with a mission to create and foster relevant and contemporary practices with a long-lasting transformative effect. So that's the memory album. So we're going to be over here with a demo of the work. So come over and have a play, have a look and see how it works. Thank you.